In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the outrageous fortune, the brand new solar grenade launcher, and that is now one of the best grenade launchers in the game, and for sure the best solar grenade launcher, since this is the first solar grenade launcher in a very long time. I think it's been like more than 2 years before this grenade launcher, before we had seen a solar one. So we're finally going to have some updated perks, and it's going to be able to catch up to some of the other popular grenade launchers. So in today's video, we'll talk about what makes this weapon special, what are the best perks, and the ones that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god roll in this weapon. And at the end, we'll have a mini review where we talk about the things that I like or dislike about this weapon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, as well as leave a comment down below to help me out with the algorithm. If you can't think of anything, just type out solar down there. And now let's get into it, and first we gotta talk about how to actually get this weapon. And this weapon comes from the pinnacle activities, so any of these right here will be able to drop the grenade launcher just randomly while you're doing them, or whenever it's the feature drop you can actually get it that way. It hasn't been the feature drop I think in a few days, so it should be coming back around pretty soon. And this weapon comes with 3 different origin traits: Problem Solver, Bang of Determination, and Hockey Breach Armaments. Hockey Breach Armaments will give you increased damage against vehicles and constructs. This could be good, but it is very situational that most of the time it's not really going to be worth it. Now, Banger Determination, I don't think it's going to be very good on this weapon. Most of the time you're going to be DPSing with this weapon, not killing ads, so you're not really going to use this. So that leaves us with Problem Solver, which is 100% the best origin trait for this weapon. Whenever you deal sustained damage to champions, mini-bosses, or boss combatants, you will exhaust them. And when things are exhausted, they essentially output less damage and they're used less dangerous. It's kind of like when you sever something. And on top of everything, it will also increase your handling and reload speed, which is going to be pretty nice. Although you probably won't be manually reloading this weapon that much because of the god roll that you're going to be going for. And now, let's move on and let's take a look at the most important thing for any sort of weapon. Let's take a look at the trait perks. First, we're going to have a quick overview of all the perks, and then we're going to go a little bit more in depth into some of the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for. And after we look at the perks, we'll have some other suggestions, so you know exactly what you're looking for. And now, let's get into it, and let's start with the very first trait perk. Now these are the options we're going to have for the first trait perk. We have Blast Distributor, Impulse Amplifier, MBS Arsenal, Stats Furrow, Incandescent, and then lastly, Field Prep. And for this slot, there's 3 of them that I think really deserve the attention, and let's start with the most popular one, and the best one, MBS Arsenal. Now with MBS Arsenal, whenever you deal damage with your other 2 weapons, you're gonna auto-reload this weapon. MBS Arsenal is used amazing on grenade launchers because it pairs up really well with the grenade launcher's best friend and most important damage perk, Bait and Switch. I mean, this perk was basically tailor-made to be like the perfect pair to Bait and Switch, and so it's usually the one that you look for on grenade launchers, and that's also going to be the case on this one, especially because this is going to be the first time that we're going to see both MBS Arsenal and Bait and Switch on a solar grenade launcher. I was not kidding when I said that we hadn't had a grenade launcher or a good solar grenade launcher in a very long time. Now you also have Incandescent, which I know is typically not a perk that we usually go for on grenade launchers, but only because you can pair this up with Chain Reaction in the second slot, meaning that you turn this thing into an ad clearing use explosion machine. If you want to just have fun with a grenade launcher and clear one's rats, this is going to be one that's going to be really good for that. But it's definitely a role that you should at least consider, especially if you get some grenade launcher mods in the future that may require kills, like the grenade launcher mod we had last season. It could be something that is worth using. And the final one I'm going to take a look at is going to be Blast Distributor. Whenever you deal damage with the grenade launcher, it increases your grenade stat. Now I don't think this one is going to be as good as the other 2, but it does have some usability, especially if you're in a grenade build, or if you use lacking grenade stat, and with a way of getting your grenade stat, this is something that you can actually use. Now, I don't think it's going to be as good as, MBS Arsenal or anything like that, but it is something that you can explore. But it's going to be very niche, and definitely a lot more situational than the 2 other perks. And those 3 are going to be the perks that I think that you should go for on this first slot. Now these are the perks that we're going to have for the second trait perk: Burning Ambition, Full Chord, Chain Reaction, Bait and Switch, Binary Orbit, and lastly Explosive Light. And again, I think there's 3 that really stand out, and let's start with again the most popular one, Bait and switch. Now, bait and switch is gonna be your damage perk. If you're trying to do any sort of damage or any sort of DPS with this weapon, you want bait and switch. It's a big 30% damage increase, and it pairs up perfectly with MBS Arsenal. Both perks essentially have the same activation requirement, and if you plan on making this your DPS grenade launcher, you gotta have bait and switch. Next, we're gonna have chain reaction. Every time that we get a kill with this weapon, it makes an elemental explosion. And this is gonna give you so many explosions, especially when paired up with incandescent. And the final one that I want to mention is Burning Ambition. I had high expectations for Burning Ambition, but I feel like you really have to build into it to see any sort of benefit from it. Just the weapon by itself, it's not really gonna do much for creating ignitions. You pretty much have to shoot your whole mag to really get just one ignition. So you definitely need something to scorch the target beforehand, before you can actually shoot it with your grenade launcher, so you can get more value out of the perk. But overall, I just was not impressed with Burning Ambition. I thought it was gonna be better on this weapon, but no, it ended up being pretty bad, so I wouldn't really recommend it. Definitely you stick to bait and switch if you're looking for damage, and chain reaction if you want to add clear. And those are the main two perks that I would recommend for this slot. And now, let's talk about some god rolls, although this feels a little redundant, because I feels like I've only been talking about these two rolls basically the whole video. The main two god rolls you want to go for is MBS Arsenal and bait and switch. This is going to be your damage one. If you're trying to use output as much damage as possible with this weapon, this is going to be the roll that you want. Or incandescent plus chain reaction if you are a big fan of explosions and just want to see a bunch of things explode all at once. Even just shooting once into like a big group of enemies will make so many explosions happen. And those are the main two rolls that I think are really worth it with this weapon, and the ones that you guys should be looking for. Even then, this is still the best solar grenade launcher by a long shot, just because I can get bait and switch and MBS Arsenal. There's nothing really gonna be better than that, so this is 100% gonna be a must-have, especially for new activities, where there's not really that many grenade launchers that can take advantage of MBS Arsenal and bait and switch currently. So that's pretty much gonna be it. The grenade launcher is really good, and you should definitely keep an eye on it. As always, let me know in the comments below what do you guys think about this weapon. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you given it a god roll this weapon? Or maybe you got it at tier 5. Let me know all that in the comments below. Like always, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.